Now I'm going to go against the obvious formula of waiting until the end of this video to give you the answer to the question you just clicked on. Since I monetized my channel, I've earned around £1,900 from YouTube in 5 months. What's more interesting, especially if you have a new YouTube channel or are wondering how to make some extra pocket money on YouTube, is how I've earned it. So stay tuned if you want to know more. Now, when I first posted on YouTube in 2013, it was not to make money or launch a channel. I'd bought a car with an expensive factory fit tow bar that I hadn't even been able to find a picture of anywhere before taking the plunge. And I simply wanted to save anyone else from taking that same blind gamble. So I shot a 2-minute video that literally opened with the line, "This isn't, admittedly, it isn't the most interesting video." It is still my most successful video, with over 235,000 views. So evidently, it was interesting to somebody. Now, fast forward to June 2021, and I decided to make more of an effort and post better video content. Now, it wasn't about money. I just wanted to do something I enjoyed and hopefully reach an audience. Since then, I haven't really been consistent in either my content topics or frequency of posting, which is arguably rule number 1 for a successful YouTube channel. Instead, I've just made videos on topics that I have an interest in. However, as I edged closer to 1,000 subscribers in May 2022, the opportunity of extra pocket money opened up to me through monetization. Now, to clarify, if you were thinking of starting a channel of your own to monetize on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 viewing hours over the previous 12 months. At this point, you can apply, and once you've ticked lots of forms about taxation and assigned a recipient bank account, you're good to go. And Google, who owns YouTube, in case you didn't know, will then make payments into your account each month based primarily on the number of views you've had. You see, subscriber numbers unlock the door, but they don't pay you. Views earn you the money. Now, don't get me wrong, the more subs you have, the more home pages you're going to pop up on. And so this generates views, especially if you're consistent, but the subs themselves don't pay. And it doesn't just stop there. The actual amount you make is then built upon the types of adverts which feature on your videos. You can't choose them, but your video content will decide the nature of them, which will decide the amount of money you make. So, for example, if I produced a video on Bitcoin, then the YouTube software would do its thing, analyzing the name of the video, the hashtags used, the nature of the channels or the content, etc. And the advert at the start of that video would likely end up being something to do with cryptocurrency, which plenty of companies are keen to market. Now, as a result, my RPM for that video, which is revenue per 1,000 views, and is part of the analytics available to YouTubers on the YouTube Studio app, would be quite high, because that spot at the beginning of my video is appealing to high-value advertisers. Now, that RPM will fluctuate based on the appeal of that specific video to advertisers over time. Whereas, if I produced a video about something which is hard to market, such as leaves or worms, there aren't many obvious products which a company would want to sell using my video as a way to tap into a potential audience, meaning my RPM for that video would be low. Hope that all makes sense so far. So back to me. As I said, I've gone all over the show with my topics, from hair transplants to robot mowers to garage conversions to Tesla car and power walls. I've also had a huge mix of viewing figures. My video on saving money in the cost of living crisis, which I thought would be really useful, took quite a lot of work and research, has had only 430 views as of today. Whereas my video on the Switch e-bike conversion kit has had over 107,000 views and took me very little time at all. So clearly I've not quite cracked the formula yet, but I'm learning. In fact, the fact that I have got to 2,500 subs with such inconsistency on my channel is a miracle, and I thank each and every one of you subscribers for sticking with me. Now, interestingly, as the YouTube Studio app tells you lots of data, I can actually see that just 3% of my viewers are returning viewers. The rest are all new and likely watching without subscribing. I do need to work on that, with more consistent content released more consistently. Incidentally, if you are passing through, firstly, thanks for your time. Secondly, please do consider subscribing. I'll try harder, I promise. And if you like this video, you'll like what's still to come. And if you don't like a future video, you don't need to watch it, but at least you'll be given the choice. But anyway, back on topic. Where have my earnings come from? So the tow bar video came out in 2013. So while it still gets views, in fact it's had 750 in the last month, incredibly, the majority of its views came before I was monetized. In fact, it's earned just £10.41 in the 5 months since I started getting paid. Now, in fact, most videos I released prior to monetizing in May of 2022 probably had their peak when I wasn't earning. But thankfully, they still get views now. And that is the beauty of YouTube. See, much like writing a song or a book, once you've done the work and you release it into the wild, it makes money without you having to do any further work. Also, much like songs or books, the more you have out there, the more sources of revenue you have. Therefore, producing regular content is the key to making money. I now have 26 videos on the channel, and what they've earned for me is as follows. Now, as you can see, my biggest earner by a mile has been the Switch Mic conversion kit video, bringing in over 55% of my total sum. But let's break that down. Viewing numbers have been a big part of this. But as you can see, it's received 2.5 times as many views as my fast diet video, yet has earned 6 times more. And this is where the type of adverts come in. Switch have updated their e-bike kit recently and we're advertising lots, so the smart systems behind YouTube, which I mentioned earlier, have seen the content of my video and tagged the adverts from Switch to my video. The fast diet, on the other hand, is clearly not a topic which attracts the same level of advertising demand. As a result, the RPM for the Switch video is £10.09, whereas the RPM for the fast diet video is £4.29. So quite a difference. But all these factors are constantly changing. Switch, for example, appear to have slowed down their advertising now, so my views are not as good as previous months, and the RPM is gently dropping. In fact, my highest earner over the last 28 days has been what should have been a positive video review of the Quadlock mag case, but actually turned into a criticism video when my phone got smashed while in the case. Admittedly, I did use a bit of a clickbait thumbnail and title for the video, but it's paid off by becoming my biggest earner in the last 28 days and earning a total of £195 in the 68 days since publishing, which incidentally also covered the insurance excess of replacing my damaged phone, so a bit of a win-win. So with this mix of content, my overall channel RPM from the last 12 months is £6.74 and fluctuates every day. So, what are the key lessons I've learned if you want to make money on YouTube? 1. Produce consistent content on a regular basis so you attract more subscribers who will watch more of your videos. If people get used to you releasing something every Friday or every other Friday, then they start to look forward to it and they stay loyal to you and they'll watch more of your videos. 2. Choose topics which both interest you but also interest the public and potentially advertisers. Easier said than done, but you can pay attention to current trends and what adverts pop up on the videos you like to watch, because presumably that's something you're passionate about, and this will give you a hint. Now, more videos means more opportunities to earn. So providing you can produce interesting content which people will give a toss about, then do it. Use your analytics data on YouTube Studio. Those insights are really powerful. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope the video was at least a little bit insightful and useful. As always, please do add any comments or questions below, and I'll do my best to answer all of them. And lastly, don't forget, like, subscribe. See you soon.